And we are live. What's good, Josh, your man, DL Saint? Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's right. It's time for the news weekly roundup on the podcast. I hope all are well. Hope you guys are doing great. Oh man, it's Saturday, guys. It's Saturday. I hope y'all sitting back, chilling, doing what you got to do. For those of you out there working, you know what I mean. I ain't mad at you. Get it? Trust me. I know what I remember. It ain't been that long. I remember. Y'all know I always been out here hustling. Been a hustler since as long as I can remember. So I get it. You're out there. You got to work. Get that bread. Be smart with it. If you a young man out there, you should absolutely be working. You should have both of your second jobs going on today. It's always time to play, but you need to get that bread up. Oh man, a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It's always a lot going on, right? This this YouTube thing, bro. Like it's fascinating how the Mano Swamp works. It's very very fascinating indeed. And I was on uh what's his name? Oh man, why can't I think? I'm sitting here, I can't think. Rich Cooper. Duh. I was on Rich Cooper's podcast. I was on Rich Cooper's show a couple months ago, and I asked him about the Manosphere. He called it the Mano Swamp. He was talking about all the infighting and all the bickering and backstabbing, back biting, and all that other kind of stuff, ankle biting, kind of whatever. And I was like, okay. And ever since then, I would refer to it as the Mano Swamp every now and then. Yeah, oh, yeah, the Mano Swamp. And I didn't really quite understand what he meant until here recently, past couple of days. It was it's a podcast out there out of Dallas, man, the Purple Pill podcast, which is uh basically the guys from the Fresh and Fit Dallas team helps this dude Sergio, helped this guy get this podcast off the ground. It was doing pretty good. Um and this guy Sergio, this is the kind of guy, this is the kind of dude, this is the kind of male that I'll try to warn folks about. This guy has no honor. This guy's only about one thing. I say this all the time: all money ain't good money. You need to be a man. Stand on your words. You know what I mean? Stand to your morals. You know, be about it. And this guy isn't. He's been on this platform. I did a show with him. Again, that's Fresh and Fit Dallas's guy. Did before he got his podcast started, brought him on here, talked to him, and I just got to say, like, watch out for dudes like that. Watch out for dudes like that. Watch out for dudes who are really into their emotions. Watch out for those dudes who appear to be, came up, were raised by a pack of women. Be careful of emotional men. Be careful. Be very, very leery of emotional men. I'm gonna leave it there for now. I will probably revisit this. I'm watching it unfold. I mean, people just the things that people do. The things that people do, like it's just we live in a society where there's just no honor anymore. There's just these guys, these dudes out here, they just have no honor. Maybe it's because they were never taught to be honorable. Maybe it's because the world we live in is so safe. Maybe because there's no men in their lives. I don't know. This is definitely something I think I'm gonna want to I want to delve into. I'm gonna want to visit down the road because like I said, bro, I mean, I rock with who I rock with. When I say I know someone, I know someone. Shout out to Cinco Rock, Eric, you know what I mean, Myron and Fresh, JR, Donnie, you know what I mean? Shout out to Money Mike, you know what I mean? Shout out to Link. Like these guys, all these young men, I rock with y'all. Fresh and Fit Dallas, I rock with y'all. But here's the deal. Here's the deal, y'all. I told y'all. Uncle Saint told you, be careful who you associate with, be careful who you let into the camp. You see what happens when you don't vet proper people. We talk about vetting women, you got to vet men. You see what happens. This is what happens. You know what I mean? I hope y'all learn from this. I will be speaking on this again later. I will be. I'm going to be speaking on this later, and I'm going to have my dudes. I did a show with Fresh and Fit Dallas on this platform. We're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to talk about this. There's definitely some lessons to be learned, but that's not what this show is about. This show right now is about the news, man. What's going on in the regular news, not just inside the Mano Swamp fresh and fit family news. Now we're gonna go ahead and get to real news. Brother Doug's in the house. What's good, fam? How you feeling, bro? Yes. Please hit the like for the algorithm, please, because y'all know the algorithm ain't liking us these days. You know what I mean? Brother Doug sneak on with Destiny had Rolo looking bad. Yeah, Rolo. I haven't met Rolo. I haven't interacted with Rolo Tomasi. I have his books. I'm, working my way through Rational Mail. I haven't read any of the other books. I agree with a lot of his, his stance. And I agree with his stance for the most part when it comes to, male issues and stuff like that. From what I know about Rolo Tomasi, I mean, you look at the guy, he's married. He's only been married once, to my knowledge. He has a loving family. He has a daughter that they got through college and everything. Rolo won. He won the game, and he's a numbers dude. Shout out to Michael Sartain. Again, shout out to Rich Cooper, Coach Greg Adams. Shout out to that brother. You know what I mean? Shout out to Donovan Sharp, of course. Shout out to Myron the Fresh. So, I mean, Lucario, Miles, shout out to them brothers. So it's, from what I'm piecing together with the landscape on the manosphere and all that, shout out to Wheat Waffles. I mean, it's so many different takes on this. But you're right, bro. Like that thing with Sneeko and Destiny, and I didn't watch when Rolo jumped on. I watched the first part. I watched the first 2/3 of that. They were going back and forth. Shout out to Myron the Fresh for even hosting that back and forth, that platform, like just having them there. Sneeko's a young man who's out there trying to figure it out. Shout out to him. I've met Sneeko. He's trying to figure it out. And that's what it looks like when people are trying to piece it together. I thought it was good. I thought it was a healthy back and forth. But you're right. You know what I mean? From the clips that I saw, Rolo was looking bad, bro. Sometimes when you come in as the old dude, you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta keep yourself calm. That's what I work on. That's what I work on as an old dude. Let me stay calm. Let me take a walk. Let me think about this. I don't like firing off emails and texts right away. I like to take a moment to think about it, maybe run it through some of my people before I do it. Because it's, if you don't think about what you're doing in today's world, man, it's out there. Look at Ebony K. Williams. I think Ebony is a cool person. I haven't met her yet in person, but I hear great things about her from people who know her. But man, you let the internet tell it. She's like one of the worst people who ever walk the planet. So that's why you got to be careful. Think about what you're doing, and when you do it, you got to own it. You got to own it. Brother Primal Studies in the house. What's good, fam? Good to see you. How you feeling? So let's get into the news stuff, y'all. There will be plenty of time for me to get into that Mano Swamp stuff, and I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to get into it, but not today. I did find a few stories out there that we should definitely look at. The first story, guys. Florida. DeSantis supports Marine accused of manslaughter in New York City chokehold death. I haven't watched anything on this particular story. I haven't been watching it. I just haven't. But I figured it'll be a good opportunity to kind of delve into it right now. DeSantis should be worried and focus solely on Florida, in my opinion. DeSantis should be focused on Florida. The state of Florida needs their governor to be working on the issues that concern Florida, not a manslaughter that took place in the New York subway. That's my take on it. First of all, this ain't none of his business to be broadcasting it like this. But again, he's thinking he wants to be president. He'll never, in my opinion, I don't see him winning a national election. It just ain't gonna happen. And this is why the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff. Why this is it right here. So this is out of Tampa, Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis voiced his support for Daniel Penny, the Marine charged in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely, in a tweet on Friday. We must defend the Soros-funded DA, stop the less pro-criminal agenda, and take back the streets for law-abiding citizens, DeSantis wrote in a tweet. With a fundraiser for Penny's legal fund, we stand with good Samaritans like Daniel Penny. Let's show this Marine America's got his back. I wouldn't have advised this. I wouldn't have advised this at all. Even Brother Doug, he's like, hey, DeSantis is digging a larger hole for himself. He needs to be quiet. Yeah, he needs to shut up. He needs to shut up. I understand I understand he's a nice guy. I've never met DeSantis. But I've listened to people who know DeSantis, and they say he's a nice guy, but he's going about this all wrong, in my opinion. This is not the way, bro. This is not the way. Take it from a Mandalorian. This is not the way. Penny caused national outrage after he put Neely in a Michael Jackson impersonator who has been dealing with mental health issues and homelessness in a chokehold for about 15 minutes on a New York City subway, according to a witness that spoke to NBC New York. There's video out there. I know there's pictures. I haven't seen the video, but I have seen pictures of these two guys on the ground. And I've seen it. The former Marine had the guy in the chokehold. I think there's video out there of the entire encounter, which left the homeless man dead. This is a problem. This is a problem, and to me, I mean, I'm no legal expert or anything like that, but like y'all know, I come from a different world. My other world, when we was on the streets dealing with stuff, manslaughter. When you delete someone and you didn't mean to, there's no probable cause. There was no real intent. It happened. Yeah, manslaughter is the appropriate charge. And for DeSantis, the governor of Florida, to be making comments about what's going on in New York, and then to be throwing Soros' name in there, you see, it's political. It's political. That was a dumb tweet, if you ask me. That was a dumb tweet. News Star affiliate WPIX reported that a medical examiner determined that Neely's death was a homicide caused by compression on the neck from the chokehold. Protests began after officers let Penny go Monday without any charge. Penny and his attorneys said the defendant acted in self-defense. Daniel never intended to harm Mr. Neely and could have not foreseen his untimely death, said his lawyers, Thomas Neef and Stephen Reiser. So I'm really surprised that the New York police let him go without charge, but that's not the police that makes that call. Like, officers bring people in, the DA has to make the call. So the DA decided not to charge this guy. Maybe they sent him home saying, listen, we're not going to charge you at this time. The case is still pending. It's still open. We're still investigating, keep in touch. But the lawyers are there. So it seems like the guy was smart enough to lawyer up right away. So the lawyers were there, and maybe they couldn't get a confession or something, whatever they were looking for. Because a lot of times people look at this and they think, they start thinking along racial lines. There's a white guy, he killed a black guy. The police, they're part of the system. The system is against us black people. So I can see a lot of people looking at this through a racial lens. I'm just really surprised that New York let the guy go. So my guess in all this, and again, I'm nobody, I'm no legal person or whatever, but my guess is this former Marine was told you have a right to remain silent, and he shut up. And he called, he's like, I want an attorney. I'm guessing that's what happened. Everyone out here today have seen enough episodes of the first 48 or have watched End of the Sentence with 1090 Jake. Shout out to you, bro. Right? Anyone is out here knows, don't talk to the police. Especially if you did something that's so serious that someone stopped breathing, shut up. Don't say nothing. That's your right as an American. You have the right to remain silent. That's what the police tell you. Anything you say will be used against you in the court of law. They tell you that too. You have a right to an attorney. You can't afford an attorney. One will be provided to you without any charge, out any cost. They say some more things now. I haven't been Mirandized in decades. So they say some extra stuff now, but they make sure they Mirandize you. They make sure you understand your rights. They tell you all this. Right? So if you doing something, you did something and something happened and someone lost their life, you definitely want to shut up and get you an attorney. So my guess is that's what this guy did. His attorneys came. You didn't say nothing. The police don't have anything really to hold you on. They're gathering information. They're getting cell phone video. They're getting, the MTA video from inside the train. That takes time. So my guess is they're like, all right, you're free to go. They run your priors, like, all right, this guy hasn't been in any trouble. Okay, he's a former Marine. They might even pull up his record, like, okay, he has a pretty distinguished record. Who knows? But they're probably looking at this guy's like, man, he's not a flight risk. So the DA is sitting there. You know what I mean? The ADA is sitting there and it's like, all right, cut him loose. We don't have anything to hold him on. Cut him loose until they go out and do their investigation and wait, find something and they'll come back and see you. And it looks like that's what we're dealing with. Plus political pressure. So you got all that going on. It's crazy. Brother Damon's in the house. What's good, fam? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by, bro. I appreciate you. And Brother Doug says they had Neely in the chokehold while restricting his hands. He had no way to indicate he wants to tap out. He is in a chokehold, dying in the irony of people saying he was fighting back. Yeah, well, this article states some other facts, some other alleged facts. Brother Doug, I don't understand why the Marine did what he did, but he is still responsible for an unnecessary death of Neely. Facts. And that's why they have the charge of manslaughter. Facts, bro. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's see. Protests began after officers let Penny go. Okay, we read that. Right. Court records did show that Neely had an extensive arrest record. I think Neely is the black dude, including attacks on the subway system, according to Fox News. However, Neely's family said while he was behaving erratically, he was not attacking anyone at the moment. Mr. Neely did not attack anyone. He did not touch anyone. He did not hit anyone, but he was choked to death, said Don Mills, the attorney for Neely's family. Penny acted with indifference. He didn't care about Jordan. He cared about himself, and we can't let that stand. Well, a video showing the chokehold incident also shows a witness warning Penny to let Neely go or he could kill him. That right there, that part right there, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. Here's the thing with chokeholds. Law enforcement is not legally allowed to use chokeholds. They're not. So when you're doing this, you have to be careful. Like, you're doing this. And then you look at the fact that, you got this Marine. Marines aren't trained to incapacitate. Marines are trained to kill. It's like in the Army. Like, we're not trained to incapacitate you. We're trained to delete you. So, and you don't know what's going on in his mind. You don't know his state of mind. This former Marine, he's this, apparently you got this guy who's mentally unstable walking around, doing whatever, acting erratic, but he's not touching anyone. I don't know about all that. You got to see the video. You got to, you just don't know what he's doing, what he's saying. You don't have to touch me to be a threat to me. If you're reaching into your, you're making gestures as if you're reaching for a weapon, that's enough for me. I'm going to do something to you if I feel that I must. Like, again, it's like, I don't know, something ain't right here. I got to do something about this guy. Now, the one part that I think is going to be problematic is, if there's on video people saying, hey, man, you're going to kill this guy. Let him go, ease up, you're going to kill him. That's a problem. That's a problem. And it goes on. You're gonna kill him now. I'm telling you, the witness said in the video. One New York City official condemned Penny's action as vigilante justice. New York City is not Gotham. Controller Brad Lander said, we must not be a city where a mentally ill human being can be choked to death by a vigilante without consequence, or where the killer is justified and cheered. Right? Others commented on both state and city of New York's inability to care for its homeless population. Facts. But this thing up here, this whole choke thing, New Yorkers had a problem with chokes thing. There was a police officer who choked a man's death, happened to be a black man, over cigarettes, over selling loose cigarettes. Choked that man to death, and they were law enforcement. I can't breathe. I remember that. So I guess New York only wants their cops to choke people to death. They don't want regular citizens to do it. This is a problem, y'all. DeSantis tweets sparked controversy with some lauding the governor for standing with Penny and others attacking him for supporting what they call vigilante justice. I'm sorry, vigilante violence. Sorry about that, y'all. Other Twitter users questioned DeSantis' use of the term Soros funded as a potential anti-Semitic dog whistle. I think that's BS. That right there, I don't agree with that at all. That's just, you said Soros funded as an anti-Semitic dog whistle, man. Cut that out. I mean, it's just like saying something Koch funded. You know what I mean? The Koch, brother, because his other brother passed away, a big time conservative donor. So you would definitely say that. That's come on now. That's just people stretching it. According to the American Jewish Committee, it is not anti-Semitic to criticize George Soros, a billionaire Jewish philanthropist known for donating to liberal causes for his political actions. However, the AJC did say it can be anti-Semitic to use him as a symbol for Jewish control, wealth, and power. So yeah, even the American Jewish Committee agrees. Like, come on, man, that's a stretch. It's not a anti-Semitic dog whistle to say that. Soros funds a lot of liberal causes. Yeah, this is a situation for this former Marine. I mean, he's gonna have to take a plea. He's gonna have to do some time. I don't see them throwing a book at him, but you just never know. He's gonna have to do some time. I'm pretty sure his lawyers are gonna sit down with him like, you gotta take a plea. I mean, there's no way you're gonna go to trial, go to a jury trial in New York as a white guy who choked to death a crazy black guy in the subway. They're just gonna look at it like, come on, bro, you're wrong. You didn't have to hold him for 15 minutes, and that's gonna be a key, especially with someone sitting there telling you you're gonna kill this guy. So, yeah, I don't like his chances. It is what it is. I don't like his chances, but I am 100% with defending yourself, man. Like it was like that in LA, bro. You go around, there's crazy folks out here. It's like that here in Tampa. I'm driving down the streets, man, taking my daughter to wherever we going, and there'll be homeless folks. Like the homeless problem out here in Tampa is definitely growing as well. And these people don't look right. You look at them, they don't look stable. They come up to your car, bro, like you out here driving, they walking around, they jump out into the streets, they do all kind of crazy stuff, bro. And they get run over. People getting run over by getting hit by cars here in Tampa happens all the time. It was a football player who lost his life trying to cross the highway and got tagged. He was like, this was a couple years ago. He was the incoming rookie pick for Pittsburgh Steelers. They were down here some years back. And, he just was trying to cross the freeway, which wasn't smart, but, it's a shame. He paid with his life. He got to the point where he was finally made it to the league. And then, this is how it ends for him. But there are people out here who are mentally unstable. They're walking around. Baggy clothes. You don't know what they have on them. It happens all the time, man. They come right up to your car, man. They come up to your window, be knocking on your window, bro. Like it's a problem. It's a problem. So I get it. If you're somewhere, man, if I'm sitting somewhere, some crazy person walks up on me, bro, they need to understand, like, they can see it in my face, like, man, I ain't playing, bro. Something gonna happen. Now, putting somebody in the chokehold for 15 minutes is excessive, in my opinion. If that's what happened, dude got a problem. So if this guy if it's only training with chokeholds was in the United States Marine Corps, he's got a problem. In other words, if he's not a part of a gym somewhere and he's, constantly practicing his MMA, like someone like Brother Mandrell. Mandrell's not gonna delete you from a chokehold unless he wants to, because he trains. They train all the time. Like Brother Doug was saying, the guy said he was restrained, he couldn't tap out. Who's to say if he could tap out that the guy would have let him go? Once you get yourself in a situation like this, and the last thing I want to do is wrestle around with a crazy homeless person, bro. You don't know what's in their pockets. They could have needles. You're sitting around there wrestling around with them. You don't have gloves on. Law enforcement always put gloves on when they deal with you. They put on those latex gloves. Why? Because they don't know what's going on. You could have some bleeding somewhere you can't be seen. So you put your arms around someone's neck, their head area. There could be all kind of blood, man, mucus, spit, all this kind of stuff. You taking a chance. Me, I probably just reach out and touch you. You know what I mean? Back up. That's what I'm probably going to do. Back up. I'm going to get you to the ground without wrapping myself around you and all that. I don't want to do all that. with someone who's homeless and obviously crazy. I'd rather tag you a couple times because that sting is gonna get you to, I don't care how crazy you are, man. You don't like getting hit. No one likes getting hit. You get caught in your mouth, you get caught in your nose, you get caught in your throat. You're gonna back up, bro. Going back up, even with slaps. You slap somebody, man, they're gonna go on, they're gonna go down the hall, they're gonna go to the next car, they're gonna leave you alone. I mean, you ain't gotta choke somebody. So it's all about options and choices, bro. So I don't know. This guy, this manslaughter case is I think they're gonna drop it down to a different degree. Unintentional manslaughter or something like that. If they got it on the books, they're gonna drop it down, but it's still gonna be some jail time, when it's all said and done. It's gonna be some jail time, bro. Brother Jason's in the house. What's good, fam? How you feeling? Thanks for stopping in. We got Brother Dorkhead up in the piece, man. What's good? Dorkhead, man. Yo, Dorkhead. Real talk, bro. If you still in here, man. What do you know about this purple pill thing, bro? What do you know about this purple pill thing, man? Hit me up. Hit me up on my Insta, bro. Let me put my Insta up here. Hit me up on my Instagram, bro. Should I speak on it? Do you know anything about it? Should I speak on it? I want your input, brother. If you're still with me, I want your input. Let's see. Jordan Lilly got 4 months in jail for attempted kidnapping of a child and got no jail time for attempted murder of an elderly woman or any of the other 40 plus charges on his rap sheet. Yeah, that's gonna be part of it, bro. That's definitely gonna be part of it. Now, is that justification for losing your life? No. And one of the things they'll point out in court, how could this guy, this former Marine, how could he possibly know about this dude's rap sheet? How could he possibly know what this guy has been doing? So, like I said, they're going to take it from that felony manslaughter or whatever it is. They're going to drop it down as low as they can, but you still got to answer for what you did. You know what I mean? You still got to answer for that. So he's not going to get a pass. It is New York. It is New York, bro. He's not going to get a pass, but he might get lucky. Maybe they'll say, all right, we'll give him maybe no jail time. Maybe they just put him on a box. It could be that. They're going to make him a deal. To keep the streets calm, I think they're going to have to give him some sort of jail time, maybe get him in a minimum security institution where he goes in there and he's sitting in there with the rich people, with the white collar criminals. You know what I mean? He in there with the dudes who've been, running all kind of frauds or whatever and scams. He's in with the Ponzi schemers. He's in that institution as opposed to going to Rikers, or whatever state institution to do his time. I think that's what they're going to do. This is going to make him a sweet deal, man. Take this deal, go over here and do 6 months in this, country club. And then you come out and do 18 months on a box, like probation, like 18 months on a box, which means you can't leave your house, and then maybe do 3 years probation. I think that'll be a sweet deal. Sweet deal. Like you get 6 months, they let you go in 2, they put you on a box, you keep your nose clean, you keep working, whatever, write a book, go out here during the election season and, get online in election season and back to conservatives. I think he can make himself some coin. But I mean, it's terrible, bro. Like when you take a life, man, like I've never taken a life, but when you're in a position where you think you have to take a life, and that sucks, bro, to have to live with that, like he has to live with that, but the other thing too is, society has a problem as well. Like they have a hand in this. There's crazy folks walking around here in our society, which is supposed to do stuff about it. They ain't doing nothing about it, bro. You know what I mean? They're not doing anything about it. So our society plays a role in this. We need to protect those people who don't have the mental capacity to look out for themselves. That guy that crazy dude shouldn't be in the subways. And I know people are like, oh, we don't have the money. How we going to do it? Whatever. It was Ronald Reagan who got rid of all of the nut houses, the crazy houses, the institutions. We used to have them. We used to have institutions, and we would pick people up off the streets. We'd put them in these institutions, and we would try to help them. At least they were inside this institution. But they stopped that. Maybe, and that's something that we need to revisit, I believe. Brother Dorkhead continues, but the Marine who put him in the chokehold after he threatened to kill people on the train and tried to help him before he died now faces 15 years in prison. Yeah, bro. Like, I don't think he's gonna get that. Like I said, they're gonna knock this down. Whenever they charge you with stuff, man, they charge you with everything. They throw the spaghetti at the wall and they see what sticks, kind of thing. They're gonna gauge the social climate. New York, they don't have to deal with protests and all this other kind of stuff. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, this former Marine, right? This former Marine, and we don't know what he did in the Corps. Be honest with you, he could have been pushing papers. We don't know if he was a trigger puller. We don't know if he was, if he went down range. We don't know. But this former Marine did what he did, and it ended in the death of someone. So the law's against that, bro. He's not a cop. He's not a law. He's not, a dedicated first responder or law or an official or whatever. 15 minutes in the chokehold, bro. That's excessive. 15 minutes, man. You can argue that your intent was to murder that guy. 15, I'm gonna kill this man. 15 minutes, that's a long time, bro. I'm an air traffic controller, man. We used to sit around and listen to 5 minutes worth of radio transmissions when things go wrong. You sitting there. I went to court, dude. I was in court for weeks over 2.5 minutes worth of, audio footage. So 15 minutes is a long time, bro, to cut off someone's air supply. I mean, dude, we don't know. They got the video. I mean, was he easing off? Was it like letting him, like, hey man, chill out, or I'm gonna choke you again? Was he doing that, or was he just 15 minutes straight? Just got this dude. And again, allegedly you had someone telling you, hey man, you're gonna kill him. Stop, you're gonna kill him. That's the damaging part. But I feel you, bro. Like that, the crazy guy should not have been on the subway. The crazy guy should be getting help. The guy has a record. I get you, bro. I hear you. I hear all that, but the law, man, is real sticky, man. Brother Damon, Dwayne Haskins was drafted in 2019 by the Washington Commanders out of Ohio State. Oh, that's the dude I was talking about. Yeah, bro. My bad. I thought he was down here with Pittsburgh, but yeah, I think that's the dude that got run over trying to cross the freeway. That was the 19. And that's, dude, the people on 19, man, they drive like they're in the F1 race, bro. They drive like they're in Monaco some damn where. So it's people down here in Central Florida, man. They're not. They don't seem to care about these vehicles. Like, man, that human versus car wins 100% of the time. I've seen it. I've never seen a human outside of Marvel Cinematic Universe. I've never seen a human stop a car. Just boom, stop this car and be all right. Just brush it off. I ain't never seen it. I've seen people get tumbled, ran over, all kind of crazy. I've seen all that stuff, hit, boom, smashed into the windshield. I've seen all that. But I've never seen a human just boom, stop a car. You know what I mean? It was crazy. And Brother Damian, he just went to the Steelers and was there to work out. Oh, okay, that makes sense. See, I didn't know anything about the story. I just, I remember when the news broke, I was like, oh man, and I thought he was going to be their quarterback. My cousin's a huge Steelers fan, and I'm not. So, but even then, I was like, man, that's sad. That had nothing to do with the sport. I was like, boom, I didn't know he was playing for Washington. But yeah, man. So this thing with this subway former Marine and this crazy homeless guy in the subway on the train. It is so many stories. I mean, there are stories out there of crazy homeless people attacking folks, deleting folks on public buses and trains like that. And then they'll say, why didn't anyone help? There's a story of a woman that got brutalized by a homeless guy, a guy who was off. Why didn't anybody help? Hell, just here in Tampa last week, there was a woman in the real ritzy area of Tampa, a real nice area. Every day she goes out for a walk around the same time. She goes out for a walk in this great neighborhood. They got homeless people over there, right? It's a beautiful area. She's walking down the street, and there's this crazy homeless guy out there. And some car pulled up next to the woman and was screaming at her, run, run, run. And she's like, what? And before she knows it, this homeless guy is on her, beating her like she's a man, beating her. And this woman, she's like, I don't understand why no one was coming to help me. First thing she said in the news interview, I don't know why anyone was coming to help me. Finally, this man and his son, his grown son, ran to give aid, trying to stop this crazed dude. And the Good Samaritan had to pull his weapon and fire the shot. And it was only then would the crazy guy, began to walk away. Didn't run away, just began to walk away. And they followed. This man and his grown son followed while on the phone talking to law enforcement. Law enforcement got over there, lickety split, and they arrested this guy and took him into custody. but he really brutalized this woman. 2 black eyes, man, whatever. I'm sure she has some scratches and scrapes and whatnot. No fractures, thank God, but she got beat up just out for a walk in in the nicest area in Tampa. This is in Tampa proper. So, and and now that guy is sitting there. This is, I want to say he's an attorney, like he was a professional man and his son. And that guy is sitting there worried, like, okay, what are they going to do to me? I discharged my weapon in public. What are they going to do to me? And I think this guy will be all right. No one was hit by that round. You know what I mean? They didn't make a lot about, a big to do about him firing. And of course, this is Florida. You can carry your weapon now without even having a concealed carry permit. He discharged his weapon trying to, save someone's life. I'm pretty sure they're going to let him go. But at the same time, you don't want people thinking it's okay to go out and just start shooting. You see, you see how these issues kind of pile up on each other. What do you do? Then that's up to the DA. Again, this is a good upstanding citizen. Him and his son went and stopped this dude from potentially deleting this woman, just beating her viciously. What do you do? So that's where we are with it, bro. But I feel you, brother Dorkhead. I feel you. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother Doug. Even Doug was saying like, this is gonna be a tough one for this dude. this former Marine he's in some trouble, right? He's in some hot water. But brother Dorkhead, man, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. That homeless guy, that crazy man should not have been there. I don't know, man. I don't know. But okay, I was just passing through. Always try to catch your lives, though. Have a good day. Always post it on Fresh and Fit Discord. That's what's good, man. Hey, before you go, Dorkhead, if you're still there, bro, what's your take on this purple pill thing, bro? Do you know anything about it? What's your take on it? I'm thinking about actually doing an episode because and that episode will be for the Fresh and Fit, for the Fresh and Fit world, the Man of the Swamp world. I want your opinion, bro. Should I pursue this, man? Should I, should I talk about this thing? What do you think, bro? Is it something that's like, dude didn't know any better? Like, what do you think, bro? I hope you heard that, man, because I know you're just passing through. I hope you heard that because I really want your input. Like, should I address this purple pill podcast thing? And sorry for those who don't know what we're talking about. This is some some Fresh and Fit business. But I just, because brother Dorkhead is here, I'm gonna send out some text messages and I'm gonna send out some DMs to some folks as well. But since I saw brother Dorkhead, I'm like, let me get his take on it. And then I'm definitely gonna talk to Sister Candace, get her take on it before I do anything. You see how that works, guys? When you're thinking about doing something, run it through your filters. Utilize your resources. I mean, I'm definitely gonna get Sister Candace's take on it. I'm glad you popped through, bro. I appreciate you, coming through, man, catching the lives, man. I truly appreciate you, man. Like I said, you do honor me with your presence in the chat, man. Like I said, bro, I remember day one seeing you Fresh and Fit, man. Seeing you in there. Trust me. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, as the young kids say. But yeah, man, you're right about this former Marine, man. He's got a problem. I don't think he's going to get 25 years, bro. Trust me, I don't believe that's going to be the case. They're going to take everything into consideration. Yeah, there's going to be some political pressure, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to get some time, but they're going to try to knock that down to the least amount of time possible. Probably, like I said, they're probably going to get him with 6 to 8 months at a camp. Low security kind of summer camp jail. And then he's going to come out of there and they're going to put him on a box, which basically means he's going to be under house arrest. And, and then after that, it's going to be probation. That's what I think is going to happen. It's going to take a while to get there, but I don't see this becoming a trial. There's too much of a spectacle in New York. I don't think it's going to be a trial. I think they're going to come to a deal. They're going to, think about it. The DA didn't even want to, hold him initially. They let him go. So they're, I don't think that they're really worried like this is a menace to society, or anything like that. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. So that was the first story. And like I said, DeSantis, none of your business. DeSantis, none of your business at all. How about you worry about getting teachers down here in Florida? How about you worry about what you're doing with Disney? How about you worry about what's going on with the insurance crisis that's brewing down here in Florida? Hurricane season is coming. You got real issues down here in Florida to be dealing with. Why are you dealing with that? Why are you dealing with that? And what really gets me about this, what DeSantis is talking about, this homeless man attacked some innocent person on the subway, and then some good Samaritan had to step up. Right? Like I said, right here in Tampa, some woman was attacked by some crazy homeless guy. DeSantis ain't spoke on that. That's right here in Tampa. He has not spoke on that. A good Samaritan had to come and fire his weapon. Right? There's enough to go around in every state, right? In every city, in every state. Why is the governor of Florida talking about what's going on in New York? Because he thinks it's going to help him get into the White House. He's wrong, in my opinion. He's wrong. This is not the cycle he should be doing. He's not getting past Trump. Trump's performance on CNN on that town hall. Oh man, Trump got all kind of points from that. Like, oh my goodness. Here, politics, these events happen, and it could turn the situation on his head. Trump goes on to CNN, and CNN's trying to get a gotcha moment. Meanwhile, Trump is just puppet mastering his way through. He just got CNN looking like this, looking stupid. Shout out to Trump. I don't even like dude. You know what I mean? But I got to respect that game. He went on CNN and did that. Wow. Okay. Now you got people sitting again. You got Republicans over there shaking their head like, man, why did CNN do this? CNN did it for the ratings. And it bit them in the butt. Brother Doug don't agree. Brother Damon does agree with what I'm talking about with the time. They're gonna cut him a sweet deal talking about the guy, the former Marine. But Brother Doug, you don't agree about what I just said about Trump, bro? Brother Damon, CNN is trash. It sure is. Miss AKA ladies in the house, what's good, love? How you doing? CNN is trash. They're trying to hold on. Anything they can do to hold on. Their ratings are, look, CNN's ratings are lower than Just Pearly Things. If you combine Just Pearly Things ratings with Fresh and Fit and Timcast, they're destroying all of mainstream media, cable news. Go look at the numbers, like including Fox. YouTube, and think about that. The people I named, they're not even like the biggest YouTubers. They're not like Timcast and Fresh and Fit and Just Pearly Things. They're getting constantly suppressed, and their numbers are way better than mainstream media cable news. It's just, I think they're in their death throes, bro. They're gonna do anything they can, and all they're doing is helping Trump, which it is what it is. You know what I mean? Game peep game. I ain't mad. Like the Donald, he doing this thing. So Donald Trump is gaining in the polls. DeSantis ain't gonna do nothing but slip in the polls, especially doing stuff like this. And then we just have to see who the other challengers are, man. We'll have to see what's going on with Sununu, man. We have to see what's going on with what's the guy out of Georgia? Is it Kemp? Have to see what's going on with Kemp. And Brother Doug was like, DeSantis was wrong. Yeah, I feel you on that. We're definitely on the same page. DeSantis was dead wrong, bro. Dead wrong. You know what I mean? I feel you on that, bro. You know what I mean? And for speaking on New York, yeah. That's only gonna bite him in the ass because he's, sending out these tweets. I'm pretty sure he got bombarded with people from Florida. Like, why are you worried about New York? Why don't you take care of business down here in Florida? Floridians, like, what's going on? Trump already laced him, talking about where Florida rates, educationally in the nation and in the world. Trump already rocked him. He is going to continue to do so. I still don't see Trump beating Biden, and I don't want Biden to run. I do not want Biden to run. But if Trump continues to gain momentum, the Democrats will line up behind Biden, and they'll come out in force and vote. I think it's the wrong thing to do. I'm still looking in RFK Jr. I'm looking at his stuff. Yeah, man, the media paints him to be some sort of crazed radical. The only thing saving RFK is his last name, Kennedy. That's royalty in America. So, but Kennedy has some really good points. The stuff that he's saying, he has some really good points. We're going to see how this works out. And Miss AKA Lady DeSantis can leave us alone too, LOLC. DeSantis, all he's doing is making himself more vulnerable. It is what it is. I'm not sure what the term limits are down here in Florida. I think it's 2 terms. Is it 2 terms? Um, I don't know. I got to look into that because y'all know I'm still fairly new to Florida. But most places it's 2 terms as governor. But hey, anyway, we'll see. We'll see. So that's the first story, guys. That New York City chokehold manslaughter thing. Here's the next story. Hey, the economy is taking a turn. All of the talking heads across all of the platforms, print media, mainstream media, YouTube media, everyone's agreed that we are headed to a recession. Like the regional bank situation is crazy. Make sure y'all come in tomorrow. We're gonna have Marcus with May on, and we're gonna be talking about this tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about the financial climate and what's going on with Wall Street. We're gonna, she's a YouTuber who's in the financial space. Looking forward to this show tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. Marcus with May and the I Really Want to Know podcast collaboration. So, because the economy is about to turn, people are losing their jobs, layoffs are a thing. People are losing values in their homes because of what's going on with the credit crunch, the credit freeze now. And commercial real estate is about to do something. It's about to be whatever it's going to do. It ain't going to be pretty, right? Commercial real estate is about to just destroy what's going on with our economy. So with all this, right, people are going to be hurting for money. What does that mean? That means certain crimes are going to skyrocket. You're going to see a lot of petty crimes. You're going to see a lot of scams. There's going to be break-ins, burglaries, car break-ins and stuff like that. You're about to see a spike in those type of crimes. So the next story talks about one of these scams that are out there, and I want you guys to watch it. This is from a Fox affiliate in LA. Talks about this woman who got scammed pretty good, and definitely want to check this out. Yeah, we're gonna play this. We're definitely gonna play this. So let me pull this up for you guys. It's you got to be careful, guys. Keep your eyes open. Be careful. Look out for all sorts of phishing. And these scammers are getting real good. They're getting real good. So just be careful, guys. Be careful. Let's pull this up. Full screen. All right. Pull this up and let me check out Brother Doug's. Oh, Miss AKA, like she answered my question. 2 terms in Florida. I mean, so that's it. I mean, DeSantis into his second term, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Brother Doug, I like DeSantis initially for how he bucked against the big pharma, pushing back on central bank digital currencies, going against transitioning children, and going against the World Economic Forum. He is starting to lose me. Yeah, bro. People come away from what got him there, right? You're definitely right about that. Wonderful 34 is in the building. What's good, fam? What's up with you, man? Thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, bro, I feel you. He's beginning to lose a lot of people, and I mean, and at the end of the day, it's about how you perform, how you look. Optics matter, especially in politics. And he just looks like he's second or third fiddle to someone like Trump. Trump owns what Trump does. You ain't gonna out Trump. DeSantis just doesn't seem to have the look. He comes off a certain way that people just, I'm like, I don't know about this guy. Brother Mark is in the house. What's good? My favorite Marine. Brother Mark is being a Marine. I got a question for you, bro. We just did a story on the subway. Good Samaritan choked out this crazy guy on the subway in New York. That Good Samaritan is a former Marine. Hey, bro. In the article, it says that this former Marine was choking this guy for 15 minutes. Bro, when they train you guys on your chokeholds in the Corps, what are they training you guys to do? I was telling people like Marines aren't trained to restrain folks. Marines are trained to kill folks. So I'm just curious, man. What exactly? How exactly are you guys trained when you're doing that hand to hand, that Marine death grip stuff? You know what I mean? What is that standard? Like they tell you to choke someone until they stop breathing? I'm curious. It was different in the Army when we did our hand to hand stuff. Everything we did to delete people, right? Because we're soldiers. And I'm just assuming Marines are the same way. It is what it is, but I'm glad you're here, man. Salute to you, bro. But let's get into this Wells Fargo bank scam warnings. Like, this is banking scam. Guys, check this out. This when I saw this, I was just shaking my head like, bro, it's crazy. Here we go.
Not your typical victim. She is a tech-savvy millennial who now has a warning for everyone.
It was very, very elaborate.
It all started with a text message, immediately followed by a phone call that caller ID identified as Wells Fargo from Wells Fargo's bona fide customer service line. It's an 800 number 31-year-old Katie Calloway is familiar with as a Wells Fargo customer.
I've spoken with Wells Fargo in the past where they needed to confirm my identity. So it seemed very standard procedure.
Calloway, who works in the tech space and feels well versed in it, says the man on the line was professional and convincing. She says nothing about it seemed like the scam she often warns her parents about.
So y'all see this, right? They're getting more elaborate. They're catching on. A text message followed by a phone call. We've all probably received those text messages to see if did you make this transaction, yes or no, right there, or Y for yes and N for no. And that's like the fraud department or whatever, whoever you're banking with. But I've never received a call after a text message. I have received calls doing wire transfers and stuff like that, and you'll get a call. They want to verify as you, especially if it's first time or if it's a big amount, which is outside of what you normally do. You'll get a phone call because they're looking at how you move money around and like, oh, this doesn't look right. If all of a sudden, you normally you transfer 500 here, 200 there, maybe 1,200 there, and then all of a sudden there's a $300,000 transfer. They're going to look at that, or a $30,000 transfer. They're not going to want to transfer that. They're going to want to get a hold of you, and they generally call. They won't send a text. But you know what I mean? We're splitting hairs here. They sent her a text message and then called, and then the caller ID tags the bank. That right there, I don't know how they're doing it, but that is crazy. That is crazy. Let's continue.
I believed that the bank was actually calling me and notifying me of some fraudulent charges on my account. I told them no, I had not been purchasing XYZ in Best Buy, and all they needed was just for me to verify one text message they sent me to confirm the identity on my account.
That single text message she responded to instantly initiated a wire transfer of just over $4,200, every penny that was in her checking account.
And unfortunately,
y'all see that, right? Y'all see that. Be suspicious of anything and everything having to do with money. Just be suspicious until the banks get up to speed and they can come up with countermeasures. But as soon as the banks come up with countermeasures, the criminals come up with new scams. So be careful out there, bro. And this is a young woman. This is her generation. She's like, I know what I'm doing. There's crazy, brother. That's crazy, man. Brother Marcus, there's levels to some training. Some training is clearly beginner, intermediate, and expert, advanced, but there's levels to subdue, to apprehend, and to eventually to delete, collecting scalps, at least when I was in. Yeah, facts. And, like I said, Brother Marcus was downrange. So his training is going to be more probably than the average Marine, especially when he gets in country. Whereas this guy, we don't even know what he was doing. He could be a trigger puller, hard charging Marine. He could have been right there. Or he could have been a guy in supply. He could have been a cook. He could have been a mechanic. We don't know. A lot of people throw that stuff out there. This person is military. This person was a Marine. This person was Army. This guy was this. They were down here in Florida. Some people saying that DeSantis was a SEAL. Like, nah, DeSantis wasn't a SEAL. DeSantis was a military lawyer attached to some SEALs, right? He was their lawyer. So when the SEAL's about to do something, they'll check with him real quick. Hey, we about to do this. What's our legal exposure? That's what DeSantis did. But you see how people like, no, he was this. Got to question. And the way I question that is the way you should be questioning when you see something that comes over the banking line. Someone's calling you about your bank account. Be careful out there, y'all. Brother Marcus continues. She looks like she can be a freak, maybe likes to cam girl on her potential OnlyFans account on the side. I'll hit her up. Yeah, man. She's in LA. She would have had more than $5,000 in that account, though. She was doing OF. Trust me. She's cute enough to, she probably wouldn't have been up to at least 50,000, right? I mean, she's cute enough. Brother Damien, this happened to my wife last summer. We bank with USB. Yeah, man, or US Bank. This happens, man. They're out there doing it, bro. If they can get you for $50 and they're in some place like, I don't know, India somewhere or somewhere in Africa, that $50 is, man, they're golden. That might be enough money for a couple months. But to get you like for 4,000 or 5,000 or more, man, they eat. And it sounds like these people were more skilled. They have the right people on the phone. You know right away, you pick up the phone and you hear an accent and you could tell someone's not exactly, professional. These people seem skilled in that aspect. So they calm you down, get your guards down. Oh, this sounds like the real deal. It's crazy out here. Miss AKA lady, my grandma had someone call her saying my cousin was hurt and needed emergency money. They had his name and everything. Yep. And we remember last week we were doing last week's news roundup. A woman answered her phone and it was an AI deepfake of her daughter's voice who was on vacation, like on a ski trip. It was a deep fake voice of her daughter screaming in the background. The guys like, we got your daughter, send us $50,000 or we're going to do this to her or whatever. It's getting real elaborate out here, y'all. I mean, older people ain't going to know. Ms. AKA lady, hang up and call back to be 100% sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what you do. Bank hits you up, whatever you're going through this, hang up and then call. I do it all the time. I'll hang up and call back. And I'll ask them, hey, you guys trying to get a hold of me? I got a call from someone, saying that they were with our organization, with this bank, and they'll go into the computer like, no, we did not. And then they'll ask you if you want, like, do you want us to freeze your account? Like, no, I didn't give them any information. I didn't respond. And then I will screenshot everything, the numbers and everything, and then I'll email it to their fraud department. That's what I do. But be careful, y'all. Brother JT's in the house, man. What We Know podcast. What's good, bro? How you feeling? Condolences, man. I heard, man. I heard about what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Condolences, bro. My thoughts are with you, bro. I don't even pray, but I'll pray for you, man. Like, so I hope all is well on your end, brother. I know how these things are. I went through that just a couple of years ago with my dad. That shit's never cool, man. So good to see you, bro. Good to see you. I hope you are well. So let's continue with the story.
Definitely, online wire transfers also have fees associated with them. So I was charged wired fees.
Wells Fargo's response to Galloway reads in part, you are responsible for online wires, whether or not actually authorized by you. We are unable to reimburse you and have closed your claim. A frustrated Callaway says she's not done. She's filed a police report with LAPD.
The fact that Wells Fargo's information was able to be spoofed so easily is really disconcerting.
And while she knows she may not get her money back, she's hoping her story helps save others hard-earned money.
My account had that much at that time in it, but someone else could have, their whole life savings in one account and have it happen to them, which is really scary.
And one single.
Yeah. And of course, the news, Fox 11 out there in California, they're in Burbank. Shout out to the San Fernando Valley. Fox 11 reached out to the bank. They reached out to Wells Fargo. And of course, Wells Fargo told them, oh, we're going to reopen this and have a look-see. So, yeah, Wells Fargo is going to shoot her back her little $4,000 or whatever so they can win points with the public. But for everyone else, y'all, the banks don't care. Just like that letter they send them, it's up to you. Hey, they got you. It's on you. And they're right. They're right. They're on you. Be more careful with your money. You got scammed. You got scammed. You did this. So, I know that's harsh, but these are the lessons I teach my daughter. When she messes up and, somebody scams her out of her little $2 or $5 or whatever, like, that's what you get. You got scammed. That's what you get. Nah, I ain't giving you that money back. Nope. I didn't get scammed. You got scammed. I make my daughter, how much change did you get back? How much did you spend? I don't know. Like, how you know they gave you the correct change? They probably stole your money. Let's look at it. Oh, look, they kept $3. They owe you $3 more. So that's coming out of your little allowance. But it ain't my fault. It is your fault. You need to know how much money you're supposed to get back. Read the receipt, right? Watch what the numbers they're punching in. Our kids want to get lazy, man. They got to learn these lessons, bro. They got to learn these lessons. So be careful, y'all. So that's that story right there. I saw that. I'm like, man, they're getting more elaborate. I can understand her getting caught up by that. She got the text message followed by the phone call, and it was tagged Wells Fargo. So, and then you looking at the number, and it's like, oh yeah, that's the Wells Fargo number. It's right here on the back of my card or whatever, or it's right here on their website. But it's like Miss AKA lady says, when something like that happens, when the bank calls you, whether it's a text message and a phone call like that, hang up and call back. And don't say, hey, I'm gonna hang up, and don't let them give you a number. Like, nah, I'm just hang up. Don't even say, just hang up. And then call back on their customer service line. Find the customer service line and call back. And then whoever you were talking to, trust me, you're in their system. Anyone can pull it up and, you know, who is this? Look at your number. Boom, it's going to come right up if they're real. So be careful, like clicking on, you know, I'm going to send you this text message to verify with, you know, if it has a number, just be careful with that. You know, be careful with that. So, again, I've had some text messages that I know, like I will make a purchase and I know my bank is going to want to verify that purchase. I know it. So I'm like, okay, yes. But no one calls me. It's just a simple text message that I get. It's comes from the same thing. Yes or no. You know what I mean? Did you authorize this? Yes or no? I just say, yeah, boom, we good. But no one calls me. No one calls me. Not for those amounts. You know what I mean? When you get into the tens of thousands of dollars and stuff like that, yeah, they're gonna, you know, you'll probably get a call. They'll leave a voice message. Hey, call us back. And even when I get those voice messages, I don't call back the number they leave me. I go to the customer service number and I go through that. I go through their prompts. So be careful, y'all. Be careful. You're gonna see more and more of this. There's one more story I want to show you guys, and then we'll wrap this up. Miss AKA lady, anything that comes out of nowhere and is financially exciting, beware. Yeah. Beware. She's right about that. People trying to get that bread, man. Why? Because they're starving. So there's one more video I wanted you guys to watch. And then actually we got a weird story after this too. We got some weird news. We're gonna do this video real quick. Another scam. And this is a scam that I'm pretty sure everyone who's about to watch this will be like, oh, come on, man. That lady was not smart. I'm not gonna call her stupid, but it's like that lady was not smart. And this was out of New York. This is out of New York, guys. So let's check this out. And let me know what y'all think about this scam. This is real basic. This is like some kiddie stuff, really.
It's really sad and it's really disheartening. The newest swindle, which cost this savvy 20-something.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It's not letting me.
I mean, it's really
Here we go.
sad and it's really disheartening.
Sorry about that,
the
guys.
newest swindle, which cost this savvy 20-something.
I might not be able to play this one. Yeah, I might not be able to play this one, guys. So basically what happened was this woman was sitting in a coffee shop in New York. Some kids walked in and they were fundraising for whatever, school activities, sports, whatever they were fundraising for, selling candy, whatever they were doing. The woman was like, I didn't want to, I don't want to buy whatever it is you're selling, but I want to donate. So they're like, okay, well, they set up a Cash App or whatever, or a Zelle or whatever for this event. The woman was like, oh, give me the information. The guy was like, oh, just give me your phone. This is a kid. All this is on film. She gives the phone to the kid. The kid takes the phone, types in whatever amount it was. I want to say it was like, I don't know, $2,000 or whatever it was. Bam. Gave her phone back to her. And then she went to go do some shopping or whatever, and there was no money there. Like her money was gone. And it was set up through a third party. So he sent the request to another person who then forwarded that request to their accomplice. And, it was a little bit elaborate, but just because they're trying to cover their tracks. But the two people involved, this woman and then the other woman who was that it was sent to, didn't know what was going on. So the kids and then the person on the end who was collecting the money at the very end of this long train, they were using all these other people in between. Moral of the story, don't give your phone to a stranger. I don't care if it's a cute looking kid or whatever, especially when it's like, I used to do that. Yo, put your number in my phone. Don't do that, especially if you got, Zelle, Cash App, whatever else on there. You know, you got all these different money apps. People are going there, look at your stuff, and they'll send themselves money. I've heard stories of this. So don't be foolish, y'all. Don't be foolish and give your phone to a stranger. It just doesn't work. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So I don't know why that didn't play. Normally, I mean, this stream isn't monetized, and normally, I think with news media, you're allowed to do commentary on that. So I don't know why that didn't play. But again, that was out of New York. They have all kind of film. She filed a police report. Are the police really going to look into it? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they'll set up a sting. They'll put some silly looking woman, somebody who looks gullible in some coffee shop somewhere, and hope the kids will come in and try it. But there's video, you know, evidence of the kids they had on hoodies. They know what they were doing. They know they're being filmed. And I believe they're minors. And it's one of those things too. If they get caught, they're minors. I mean, really, come on. There's a 13-year-old down here in Tampa that just shot a sheriff's officer in the foot. Yeah, into a firefight with law enforcement. So that's what they're focused on. They don't care about some 13-year-old who's out here swindling people out of a couple $100s, couple $1,000s because you're dumb enough to give them their phone. Give them your phone. You know what I mean? Wonderful 34. You know what I mean? Showing love in the spot to everybody. So be careful, guys. There's so much information in these phones today. Be careful who you hand your phone to. If someone's coming up and you don't have any cash, hey, sorry, catch me next time. Hey, sorry. Nope, don't have anything. Sorry, I don't have any cash. Sorry. You can Cash App us. I don't have Cash App. I don't have Zelle. You know what I mean? I don't have Venmo. So you just got to be that way. You got to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself. You know, set up your own charities who you want to give to, and you just give. So if someone comes up to you off the street, and no, I give. I've already gave to my organizations. Maybe tell them who the organization is. You know what I mean? I give to this organization, hit them up. They might be able to help you out, but I don't have anything. So, but whatever you do, don't hand your phone off to somebody, especially somebody you don't know. You giving your phone to a total stranger with all that information on there. The phone is already open. It's just, you know, boom, 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 real quick. Bam. They done sent themselves some money and you can't unsend it. Right. With mine, if I handed you my phone and you try to Zelle or Venmo or something like that, you try to send some money out, it asks me for a code. You just can't send it. You got to put in a code, either my fingerprint or the actual code. So you can try, but you're only going to get so far. There's no getting around that. And that's for all my apps. So all my banking apps are the same way. Every transaction has to be approved by me. So if you don't have that set up on your phone, maybe you should. But the best defense is don't give people your phone. Just don't give people your phone. Strangers. I don't care how cute the kids look. It's some criminals out here, y'all. So and the final article, like, right, I found this article, bro. I always type in weird news just to see what comes back. And this came back, which I thought was hilarious. May the 4th be I do. Ohio City has Star Wars weddings. This is May 4th. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, they're all dressed up in their geeky Jedi attire, complete with lightsabers. Not even like the replica lightsabers that the real hardcore Star Trek fanatics have, just the toy things. So this is what's going on, people. People still want to get married. They love it. This is Akron, Ohio, man. When Julian Robert Jones discovered that a judge from Akron Municipal Court in Ohio will be offering Star Wars themed weddings on May the 4th, the couple left the force. The couple felt the force calling them to commit to the ceremony. So they're like, okay, we can go to the courthouse and get married like proper Jedi. Okay. There was no right decision. That was it. Right. So there was no other right decision. That was it. Julia Jones said. Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, played in the background as the Akron couple joined 6 other couples in 15-minute wedding ceremonies Thursday at Highland Universal Gathering Spot in Akron to mark May the 4th, officially a holiday for Star Wars fans. May the 4th. I didn't know this, guys. I guess I'm not hardcore Star Wars enough. I didn't know. Most of the newlyweds dressed in traditional garments, such as white gowns or a shirt and tie, but the Joneses came dressed in long tunics for the theme, Julia resembling a member of the Sith, the franchise's antagonist, and Robert looking like a Jedi. It's funny, she's the Sith. That's probably how she married him. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like she comes dressed as the Sith Lord, and she wants to get married, and she just tells him to
join me, and together we can rule the galaxy.
And he said, "Okay, I'll marry you." Okay, I'll marry you. Join me. So at least they came in, you know, they were hardcore enough to dress up. They held lightsabers while they exchanged vows in front of Julia's parents and Akron Municipal Court Judge Ron Cable, who declared that by the joining of the lightsabers and by the giving and receiving of rings, he pronounced them husband and wife. Wow. I wish you all the happiness, he told them. May the force be with you. All right. All right. Star Wars devotees worldwide celebrate May the 4th with a variety of tributes, while retailers hold special sales on related merchandise. And this year's Star Wars, beloved Star Wars actor Carrie Fisher posthumously received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Oh man, that'd have been cool to see. Hey, bro, I hope it works. I hope it works. You know what I mean? Geeks need loving too. I wonder what the divorce rate is for those people who cosplay in their marriages. Because I mean, Star Wars is just one example. There's people that do all sorts. I bet you there's Game of Thrones marriages. I bet you there's Western themed marriages, Viking themed marriages, Roman theme. It goes on and on and on. Maybe a Spartan theme. I mean, I wonder if those marriages fare better when it comes to divorce, or if the number is just the same. It's still 50-50. But I just thought that was cool. Like nerds are getting married. They came in there with their robes on. And I tell you this, they saved a ton of money. They saved a ton of money. They just went down to Toys R Us or whatever, bought the robes, bought the lightsabers, bought the marriage license. Let's go down here. Let's do this, babe. They saved a ton of money. So I ain't mad at them. Shout out to them. May the 4th be with you. I didn't know that, man. I didn't know May 4th was a geek day. I didn't know. So that's it, y'all. Those are the stories that I came across. Sorry, I couldn't get that last one to play, man. That last video of the young woman who got scammed in a New York cafe by some kids who got her, you know, she handed them her phone and they Zelled or Venmoed a bunch of money out. Sorry you guys couldn't see that. But she and it was the same thing. Her bank was like, hey man, you gave your phone to these people or whatever. Like you know, we're not responsible for your actions, same as the other story. And again, news got involved. So they said, oh, we're gonna reopen the case. Same thing. It's PR stuff. They're like, I mean, really, what's $2,300 to a bank? It's nothing. Like it's nothing. Miss AKA was saying, I bet they last longer. They look like friends. Maybe, you know what I mean? I'm curious. I doubt if anyone's tracking those stats, but they might. You know what I mean? I feel you on that. Brother Damon, he was like, yeah, right on to you, bro. But yeah, that's the show. We're done. I appreciate that, y'all. I mean, I like doing these little weekly roundups, you know, on Saturday, man. We talk about what's in the news. I'm gonna keep doing it. You know what I mean? We don't get a whole bunch of views on it, but I don't care, man. It's fun. We'll see. We'll see how it works. We'll try it for a couple more months. And if it doesn't work, we'll try something else. We'll see. But I like doing it. And I'm glad you guys rock with me. I know it's a Saturday, so people are busy, so we don't get as many folks that can jump on it live. They're just like passing through. But I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the shares. I appreciate the subs, man. We're up to we're still climbing. We're getting closer and closer to 1,500 subs, y'all. We're getting there. Slow and steady wins the race. So I will see y'all tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. We're going to have Marcus with May. We're going to be talking about the financial world. I got a ton of questions for her. Can't wait to have her on. She seems like a real cool person, man. I'm just like really eager to get her on here and like have a back and forth. We've already been talking behind the scenes about what's going on in the financial world, especially with the regional banking markets. And that situation there, how stable is that? PacWest and Western Alliance are still in trouble, guys. They're still in trouble. I'm surprised they're still standing, to be honest with you. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to talk about the interest rates, what Jerome Powell and the Fed Reserve is doing. We're going to talk about what's going on with the Secretary of Treasury, Janet Yellen, and what she's doing and how all these things kind of tie into each other. We're going to just talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I hope y'all can make it. It'll be good. That's tomorrow, Sunday, 2 p.m. right here. DL saying I really want to know podcast. Enjoy y'all Saturday, man. Hug and love your kids and families. Have a good time. I hope the weather is beautiful where you are. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. See y'all tomorrow.
Darn, that's the end.
Peace.